Thank you very much. I'm excited to be here, but I want our presidential candidates to know that this is a very, very serious conference, that we want nothing but absolute sincerity of purpose. Nigerian women have suffered a lot, and I'm happy that a good number of the presidential candidates are here, although 2 have stepped out. But we are watching and we are monitoring each one of you. I want to start by acknowledging the representative of the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, our dear First Lady, Dr. Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, who is ably represented here by her Senior Special Assistant, Dr. Rukayya Wuri. The chairperson of this occasion, my dear sister, Saudatu Mahdi, our presidential candidates. In order not to take much of my time, I want to acknowledge all of you in a very special way. You've already been acknowledged. Representative of the INEC chairman, who is also the keynote speaker, ably represented by our dear sister. I acknowledge our development partners all gathered here, distinguished Nigerian women, great Nigerian women, great Nigerian women. It is time for serious business. It is not time for us to be carried away by sweet talks and promises, but we are going to hold each one of you accountable. And we are surrendering you to the Almighty God, who sees your hearts, and He's the only one that can really identify who is the best that will involve Nigerian women in governance. Participants, gentlemen of the press, I want to start by thanking McCarthy Foundation, Women Radio, and all our civil society organizations for organizing this very important conference, Voices of Women 2022. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm thrilled to be part of this epoch-making Voice of Women conference with the team towards rebuilding Nigeria, an agenda setting for an inclusive and accountable Nigeria with the good participation of our presidential candidates from the various political parties. Surely one of you will emerge the president in a few months from now. The question then is, who will be sincere to keep faith with what you have told us here? My message to all the contestants is that no woman inclusion in your agenda, no presidency. I repeat, no woman inclusion in your agenda, no presidency. No woman, no nation. No woman, no nation. Nigerian women will no longer be silent. They demand equity based on their numerical strength. They demand accountability based on their sacrifices. They demand integrity based on promises unfulfilled. And above all, they demand a free and fair election where everyone's vote counts. From the rejection of our 5 gender-related bills, which hold high benefits for this country, to poor representation of women in appointive and elective positions, it is no longer business as usual. I was battling with tears in my eyes when our keynote speaker presented the statistics and the percentage of women representation before INEC for this coming election. It is something that is a shame to all our political parties. All our political parties have so far failed us because they rejected women participation. It's not that we don't have capable women. We have more than capable women. But there's no day that I don't receive very capable women rushing into my office with tears after the primaries. Most states, there was no primaries. We all know it. That alone is another failure in the system of our election. Something has to be done. The few that have scaled through the primaries, and the only one female governor we have that has scaled through, something funny is already happening, but we will not rest on our oars. We will continue to push to demand our mandate. The case of Binani, Senator Binani, is a case in point that we want all well-meaning Nigerians, our presidential candidates of the affected parties must show us that sincerely what they are telling us will be practical. Therefore, at the Federal Ministry of Women Affairs, on behalf of all Nigerian women, we will continue to educate women on the need to participate massively in the coming elections and to vote rightly at all times. Where a woman is contesting, we must support our fellow women, irrespective of whatever political parties. You must support women and ensure that women sail through. We have the numerical strength, and the men are telling us that if only we support one another, we won't be complaining. I agree with them. This is the time for us to show that we really mean business, not a talk shop. As mothers of the nation, we listen very, very clearly. We listen with keen interest to each of your presentations. And our prayer is that may God give you the enablement to fulfill your words. Women are being educated not to mortgage their future for little gains of today. As mothers, our concerns is a better future for our children. And if we don't stand to protect and ensure the right candidate sells through, then we have mortgaged our children's future. And without the young ones, there is no future. I pray God gives us the enablement to stand on the path of truth, to stand on the path of fairness, to stand on the path of ensuring that the right candidate is supported in order to fulfill the mandates that they have assured us here in this gathering. We are partners in progress, and we deserve to be treated with dignity. Therefore, this time around, Nigerian women will only give their votes to an inclusive and accountable president that will work with women and promise us that we are truly partners in progress who deserve the space at the decision table. Long live Nigerian women. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. My last words to Nigerian women: as you watch, we must watch and pray. It is God that gives leaders. It is God that gives each of them the opportunity to serve. We must pray and fast and cry to God to save our country for the sake of our children. I thank you for your attention.
Let's keep the round of applause going, please. Amazing woman indeed. And she has covered virtually all the spectrum. She used to be Commissioner of Education in Plateau State. She used to be Deputy Governor in Plateau State. Today, she is the Honorable Minister for Women Affairs, and she's standing her ground, demanding for the rights of women. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. And let me thank our presidential candidates